my beloved mature people. It's a Arabic that stands for us, Basemera, and I've seen in the title, I'm here to tell you 10 signs of maturity. You know, you sometimes you feel like, why have I changed so much? But the more you mature, the more some things really have to just change. It's a natural process of life. So the first thing is small talks no longer excite you. You know, when you're younger, you just everywhere. It's like gossip is the main thing, or like you want to know, you're curious, you're about everything, things that don't concern you, or like, you know, even that talks that don't really get you know, you're just there and people are just talking with no end game, like nothing, just small useless talks. No, as you mature, you actually like to get to the point quicker. You have no time for that. You're like, okay, we are here. What is, you know, you have to go straight to the point. You don't have, like, you can, yes, you can sit and listen to small talks, but it's no longer like that of a big deal. It's you're just like, you know, when you're young, you'll be like, yes, tell me, you know what, but as you, even though small talks are happening, you're no longer that excited about them. It's just like, yeah, okay, brush it up, then let's get to the point. You know, you have that kind of character now, like, you don't, yeah, something like that.
That's YouTube.
Sleep is better than a Friday night out, and that's been me recently. Like, I like to stay indoors and watch my series, watch my series. Yes, yeah, I do go out once in a while, like once in a long while. I last went out in February, and that was because where I was working, there was that after party which just had to go to. So it's not like, oh, I planned this, let's go out, let's no. Like every time I'd be like, let's go, I'd be like, okay, it's going to be a quiet day, let me just stay in and watch something. Like that's like my priority. Like going out, yeah, maybe, but it's not like when I was young, like staying indoors. Why? You have to go to the club, you have to party, you have to dance. As long as that, it's not like on top, it's like, yes, you can do it, but that sleep, staying indoors, either you sleep or you watch, but indoors is now what you actually, you desire, you like, you love, you enjoy.
That's YouTube.
The third one, you forgive more, because like you've matured in your understanding and everything. I feel like when you're young, you hold grudges more, like, but it doesn't really, like, you start understanding things as you get older, you know, you know, because you've experienced things. So forgiveness, it actually also gives you peace of mind when you forgive someone than hold a grudge, because you have no time for that or space or energy for that.
That's YouTube.
Number four, you become more open-minded. I feel like I can connect it to like the previous one or the former ones, because like you've experienced more, you've matured more, you've, you know, like learned more. You feel like now you tend to understand things. So like when you're young, when you're young, you have this thing of like, this is my way, I want my way to be followed, the things be done like this is my only way that I want. But as you mature, you start understanding that there are different people think like that. You have all these things coming into, it's just, I can't even explain it, it's just that. And then you just know, like, okay, open-minded is being able to accept and understand where other people come from, and what, you know, everything is not supposed to go your way.
That's YouTube.
You respect differences, like which I'd already said about, talked about it like in the previous point I made. So I think I'm not going to talk about it more, because you get the point. It's like when you respect differences, it's more like you open-minded as well, to be able to respect other people's differences. It's hard for someone to respect when you're actually also not open-minded, because there are some things that, I would just give an example. For example, let me say the differences we have, like let me say here in Africa, or like in Uganda, and for example in Asia, mainly East Asia, the Chinese, the Koreans, whereby for them, you can put on anything very short, your legs can show, it's not indecent, but you have to cover the collarbone and this part, right? Yet in Uganda, this part you can expose however you want, no one cares much, but down here it has to be long. Otherwise, the way they put on the shoes, because here it's indecent, and there it's the other way around. Like those are differences in cultures, but that's still a difference. So like, you know, you have to understand that. Not like, imagine you had that thing of like, no, for us to do it this way, this way, this way, this way. Like if you have to go to there, you have to like do what they do. Like even though you're foreigner, you have to respect people at a certain point, because you're in there. Like how they say, if you go to Rome, do what the Romans do. You get? So
That's YouTube.
number 6, you don't force love. You've been through all that. You reach a point you're like, in fact, I'm not going to die over it. No. Once it's mine, it's mine. If it's meant to be, to be. You're no longer fighting over love, forcing things that you know are not going to work out. You force a love, you force someone to love you. When you know the end game is, even though you force someone, if they're not meant to, they're not meant to. So as you mature, you understand this more. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, oh well, good. My other door will be open soon. This wasn't my opportunity in the first place. So you move on quick. You don't force love. You're just more free, you're more peaceful in mind, and everything is just.
That's YouTube.
Number 7, you accept heartaches or heartbreaks. Like it also has something to do with the previous point. It's like you understand, you accept, you it's like part of acceptance. It's like something bad happens, you first deny all that process, deny what, but and then you have to accept it. Like when you're younger, you don't want to admit, and the more you hold it in, the more hurt you get. Accept it, heal, move on. Like when you mature, you just know that yes, this something bad has happened. You admit it, accept it, get on the process of healing, heal, be fine. When you're younger, you hold it in, you pretend you don't want, you just make life harder for yourself. I don't know. Being immature is hard. As you get mature, you start feeling like being immature is taxing, stressful, a lot of things.
That's YouTube.
Number 8, you don't judge easily. It's like the other points I made up of, like you respect differences and you're open-minded. If you're both those things, you obviously don't judge easily, because you know, who are you to judge? You don't know the full story. But when you're immature, you don't even care to know all sides of the story. You just go with what you think. You have that biasness and you run with it. But as you mature, you just want to first listen to the story. You don't actually first talk before. You first listen. Sometimes you don't even need to contribute or say anything. You can just even keep quiet. So, you don't judge quickly, because you know. It's all about you've matured, you know.
That's YouTube.
Sometimes you prepare to be silent than engage in a nonsense fight. Do you know how that is? Like sometimes, like I said in a previous point, sometimes you listen, keep quiet, and don't do anything. Imagine someone is coming at you, talking, what, and then you just keep quiet because, like, I'm not going to waste my time, my energy on you. I'm going to keep quiet. That in itself is a deeper stab than if you had engaged in a nonsense fight and talked back, because that's what they want. When you talk back, they're like, okay, now I have her. I'm playing with her mental state, with her head. But if you keep quiet and show you're calm, you're contented, it hurts them more. You're winning the fight quicker than if you had actually, these things. As you mature, you just know. Sometimes you just, and actually another thing with maturing is just, you're just tired. So all the things that are going to make you more tired, you don't go along with them. That's all. When you're tired, all the things, you don't engage. That's what causes all these things.
That's YouTube.
The last one is your happiness does not depend on other people, but your own inner self. It reaches a point and you're like, I have one life, I'm going to live it. I can't live it for people. I can't please everyone. Even Jesus had people who didn't like him. Who are you? Even though you are perfect, someone will dislike you or hate you for being perfect. You can never please everyone. The best choice is please yourself. The happiness you receive, you guys, you have no idea. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Basemera. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See ya.